Good evening, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon to anyone else. I'm Walmart5193 here commentating for Mania Long Note Tournament 3. Joined with me is Sparky commentating GS Link versus ASharpp. This is going to be an interesting match. Two USA players going up against each other.
Yep, absolutely. Got rolling right along this round of 16 weekend. I think we're approaching the back half of matches, starting to round out the first half of lower bracket matches, and I think we're going to be rolling right along to another one here, if I am not mistaken.
Yeah, this is our final match of Saturday, and then tomorrow we have a lot of good matches coming your way.
Yeah, for sure. Clearing out all the conditional matches, always very scary to see that as a staff member, but as it gets clarified, it becomes a lot less intimidating. But yeah, we're gonna go into a bit of an even matchup between these two. I think as these pools get harder and harder, it starts to bring some of these more physically capable players a bit closer together than some might think. Folks might recognize ASharpp from the most recent iteration of the 4-Key Mania World Cup, really proving to a lot of people that they are more than just a physical rice accuracy player. Can definitely hang toe-to-toe with some of the best long note players in the game right now, so it'll be very interesting to see how they do. Linc still hanging strong here in the lower bracket. Also one of those players that I think a lot of people associate with rice accuracy, but definitely living up to the billing as somebody not to be reckoned with respect to long notes. So it'll be very interesting to see how these two players play it out today.
Yeah, like as you mentioned, ASharpp is one of the more tournament-sided players. Despite his MWC showcase in playing for the United States, he's also, as far as I know, the champion of Hollow Mania, sponsored by BSM.
One of those quick little shout-outs. Very official tournament, as we all know. Definitely one of the most prestigious tournaments out there. If we are to be the judge of that. And Linc, I think their last tournament appearance was actually in Stop 6. Made a bit of a splash there, made it out of the group section, I believe, and I think got knocked out in round of 32 or round of 16. I'm not too sure off the top of my head, but that will do it for the first warm-up here.
I know that GS Link is currently a captain for the up-and-coming Combro Cup, which is very exciting. A very hyped-up tournament, which is going to be quite interesting, as either we went past the first warm-up or that was the only warm-up. ASharpp rolling a 41, and peep this! GS Link rolled a 92!
If there was ever a time to call your shot, it gotta be during the rolls. That is undoubtedly the power move of the weekend.
Heavy amounts of cockiness going on in this tourney already.
You'd love to see it. So Linc will be winning the roll 92-41, basically doubling ASharpp's roll. So they're going to be up to pick whether or not they want to do everything first or second. They're going to opt for first here.
Yeah, Linc opting to go first, probably want to get their protects out of the way, and then letting up to seek Linc on what they'll be doing and basing their bans probably off of that. Always a great strategy to do.
Yeah, for sure. So as we wait to see what the protect is, it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna opt to go for. It's gonna be Fractal coming out here, so one of the wild cards getting protected.
One of the more accuracy-sided wild cards. This map is not too long, actually. Probably one of the more shorter, probably the shortest map in this map pool, as well as a quite a pretty easy point to get on if you know what you're doing, to get good accuracy on. And these two players are almost neck and neck when it comes to pretty much anything. I know probably ASharpp has the upper hand in some occasions, but when it comes to this, especially long notes, Link and Sharp are not too far behind, or not too far away from each other when it comes to basically anything when it comes to long notes. And ASharpp going to protect fragments, the density pick coming out.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a bit of a dichotomy start to develop between these two players. As you said, Fractalize a bit more of an accuracy-oriented map for a wild card. And I think we're going to see Link opt to stick with the less physical overall picks. And as I say that, Undercover Martin getting banned out here.
We're not getting copyright strike.
Let's go. We avoid DMCA for one more match at the very least.
YMCA. As ASharpp is going to ban Late Night, so not feeling comfortable around those technical picks, especially with this map being one of the more longer picks. Probably not wanting to risk it, especially with the technicality on that map. I think Undercover Martian's also quite a long map, so want to get the long maps out the way. Ready for the more shorter picks, trying to get some easy, short and sweet points. As GS-Link will begin this match with their pick.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see where they decide to go with on this first pick. I feel like it might give us a bit of information as to where their headspace might be in terms of how they're going to approach this particular map pool. As we Tech 1, so Giant Steps going to be coming out here.
One of the more rare occasions to see. I think Giant Steps has been one of the more banned picks, or not even played at all.
Yeah, I think once we get into these later stages, I think Tech and probably the wildcards are probably subject to bans. And I mean, coordination also has its place as well. But this one, surviving the banning process, is going to be able to see it getting played here, getting the respect it deserves.
Yeah, so we got some nice little jazz, so you can sit back and listen to some jazz. ASharpp opting to put on Mirror for this, so probably feeling more comfortable on the more different side of things. Probably not liking how it was on without Mirror, so putting on the mod probably made it more easy for ASharpp. But we are underway, and already both these players' acts are almost neck and neck. GS-Link with 99.6 and ASharpp dropping a 200 early, I believe, with dropping their accuracy down to 99.7.
Yeah, we see a couple of 200s getting dropped by ASharpp, falling from their perch here, but Link's going to be trading it on the drop, exiting this first quarter of the map, going to be giving ASharpp a bit of a buffer to work with. It is about 0.5% the advantage for ASharpp, along with that miss. Might have had a couple of bad judgments along with it. Did Link, as we make our way into the second quarter of the map, and things are staying relatively the same. Link able to get back up over that 400 combo cap, getting to stem some of the bleeding here, but that lead is about 10,000 points and climbing, especially with that accuracy that ASharpp is showing off right now.
Yeah, ASharpp is definitely benefiting off of that drop from Link, as this map just gets more techy and more hard to play as we just progress. That section was probably one of the more harder sections, so I can see why Link has dropped on that. And Link dropping their accuracy down to 98, not finding any comfort at all in this map, as ASharpp keeping a solid 99 point. Oh, never mind! ASharpp dropping. I was about to say 99.69, now down to 99.59. As I think Link actually traded that back, so they're pretty much synchronizing their misses.
Yeah, for sure. Damage limitation from ASharpp. Fortunate that Link did drop at the exact same time, lest they start being able to make some inroads here. I think the cushion in terms of accuracy might have been enough to hold them at bay, but it definitely would have made it a lot closer for comfort as we make it into the last third of the map. And that was a very clean miss from ASharpp. Same thing for Link here. They're actually climbing up in accuracy, about to hit that 99.1 mark. ASharpp still in that perch, 99.6, keeping Link at bay. So having that extra miss to work with.
Yeah, only just the final quarter left of this map. until we have a declared winner. And for now, ASharpp having that insane advantage. And as you mentioned a couple times before we even got into this map, this is a loser's bracket match. So loser goes home and winner advances to verse your one and only me.
I'm pretty sure you're watching this very intently as to what these two players are bringing to the table in terms of attacking this map pool. And as the map comes to an end, it was pretty much set in stone from the get-go after linc found that first miss. And ASharpp going to be picking up the first breakpoint here in this match to go up 1-0 now.
Wow, only 8 200s coming out of ASharpp. Just the one thing that's putting the nail in that score is that one drop. But without even just having that, there is still impressive 99.6, 984k as ASharpp performing very well and going into solo-ups already, going into our wild card pick.
Yeah, wasting no time. They knew what they wanted to get. I'm pretty sure being bolstered by that breakpoint they picked up, probably more confident going into this, knowing they have a bit of wiggle room to go for something that they might consider more risky. Remains to be seen. Looks like they're a little bit hyped up.
So yeah, we are underway into our second map after probably getting that nice breakpoint from linc, probably wasting no time going into their next pick as I've actually yet to see how this map is played out since I don't think anyone has picked it. I don't think I even played it. Besides, as soon as the map pool got released, I played in a multi and just put on the map pool. And I think this was one of the maps I played.
Yeah, you can already see a bit of a more solid start from both players, lingering around relatively the same accuracy right now. ASharpp holding on to the lead for the moment as we cross that 400 combo cap. Going into the second quarter of the map, we see a bevy of very awkward snaps and 200s being dropped by linc as we transition into that second quarter. ASharpp still holding on very strong, 99.78 from them, giving them the lead for the moment.
A very, very techy beginning, but both players actually landing or going off on the right foot as linc, despite still FCing, keeping... Oh, never mind! Linc keeping a very solid 99, actually. I am just cursing the players. I don't think they're gonna be too happy when they see me in their conditional match.
That one felt premeditated as we make our way into the back half of the map. ASharpp still holding on strong, 99.8 for them. Linc a drop, but still in that 99% range as we get into a bit of this inverse section, diving on right out of it into the last third of the map. There are a couple of 200s being dropped, but still very importantly, holding on to the combo is linc. Can't afford to find any more misses, especially because of the fact that ASharpp is still holding on to their own FC. Last quarter of the map still to go, and this is once again another pretty commanding lead, a pretty decent cushion for ASharpp to work with this late on into the map.
Despite that miss from linc, their accuracy is actually staying quite well, keeping that 99.2 range, so keeping up, actually gaining a lot of accuracy, as that miss was more clean than the one they did in Giant Steps. As the map ends with a little bit of short long notes and a little bit of streams, ASharpp 991k, only 4 200s, pulling off a really good FC. As linc, despite those drops, keeping a quite good ratio and a really solid 200 count, especially for a map this dense.
Yeah, for sure, able to mitigate that 200 count as best as they could. Not going to be enough here. ASharpp able to capitalize on that breakpoint they picked up to start this match off. It is going to be linc's second pick here. Might be considering maybe a protect coming out here.
Yeah, I think they protected. Oh my goodness, they protected Fractalize, I believe.
Yeah, you
So
are correct.
we could see maybe Comet Coast or maybe even the Sky of the Ocean. We've yet to go into the density pick, so maybe we could see something like Decoded or the Saraba.
remains to be seen. But now it is going to be Dakota Carnosiris coming out. Density 3. Maybe trying to switch things up a little bit. See if they can catch ASharpp unawares with some of the density found in this map.
Yeah, as we are getting underway into already our third map, this is going by one ear and out the other. As this is Link's second pick, looking to make this a 1-point game as ASharpp has a demanding 2-0 lead against Link. But this map is very, like, when it's in the density, it is very dense. I think this is one of the highest star rated maps in this entire map pool, almost 5 stars. But I know there's a 5-star in this map pool. I don't know if it's the tiebreaker or it's one of the actual maps.
Sounds like it might be the tiebreaker, but that is a topic for another time. Strong starts right out of the gate for both players. You'd imagine the accuracy is going to start to even out a little bit. A couple 200s getting dropped by Link, going to damage their accuracy. ASharpp not able to take off as well as some of the other maps that these two have contested on, and they're separated by 300% going into this next section through this first quarter of the map.
The lead is starting to get more noticeable. ASharpp slightly taking it mainly around accuracy, 99.7 to 99.7, but ASharpp having 0.03% of a lead. But that lead is flickering back and forth. It's a game of tug of war between Link and ASharpp. It's going to either dropping 200s or even maybe slider breaking, so choking up is going to be very dangerous around these spots. We are reaching the shallow waters of this map as we're just halfway through.
Yeah, halfway through, approaching this back half. These 200s from Link just sending them further and further down. ASharpp answering back. No player has dropped just yet. It's simply those 200 counts separating the two of them.
The lead gets turned to Link.
Oh my goodness, they're fighting back and forth for the moment. This is the closest these two have been so far this entire match. Separated by less than 0.1%. Like, the margin of error between the two of them on this pick is so fragile. It can change in an instant as they trade more and more going into the last quarter of the map. It looks like ASharpp's found a bit of a foothold in this map, about 0.1% separating both players.
I think it was that one section that gave a clear lead as ASharpp, I think Link actually dropping from their 99.6, which is going to give ASharpp quite a lead, quite a cushion to play with, as they are going to take most likely a breakpoint unless something bizarre happens with these final long notes. As Link tripping up on those long notes, but it didn't really matter as ASharpp takes a breakpoint from Link, almost 990k. Wow.
That is crazy, and despite that miss so late on, it was literally the last 40 notes of the map. A bit of a misread there at the end from Link. Might have made it a little bit closer. I feel like ASharpp would have won on ratio difference when all is said and done, but definitely a bit of a crushing one if you are Link.
We're gonna see Pico Pico Tokyo come out, which is we're diving, I should say, into the coordination picks, as one was banned. I believe it was by ASharpp, who banned. Oh boy, I can't remember, but I know it was a coordination pick.
Yeah, they ended up banning out Undercover Martin.
Yeah, it was Undercover Martin. For the sake of our Twitch channel not getting, DMCA'd.
Yeah, we're gonna get this channel banned before this round is over.
Actually, before our tourney gets unbadged, maybe even. But as we see for now, ASharpp having quite the dominant lead, because this beginning is not very welcoming for your accuracy. Those trills could definitely mess up even just at the beginning. but this map is just clocking over 3 minutes long. As we get more further into the pool, the maps will get a little more longer, as Link having a 99.6 with ASharpp 99.8, so around a 0.3 of accuracy to work with here, as that lead is just slightly giving up to ASharpp as we get into the first quarter of the map.
Yeah, it started looking a little bit rough there for Link, able to refine their footing relatively quickly, able to mitigate some of the damage that they could have otherwise taken from that introduction, and is still able to stay within touching distance of ASharpp should they find a bit of a slip up. But so far, ASharpp currently 3 for 3 in terms of FCs, not really looking to relent against Link as we make our way into the next drop here, second, third of the map still to come.
This is the more, release, more release section. So lots of room for 200s here. As I think that was, was that a 100? That was a 100 from ASharpp, I think.
Yeah, judging by the UR bar, that was a very late release from ASharpp, really playing with fire there.
Is just slightly hanging on by a thread. It's actually flickering, as that 100 took a little toll on ASharpp's accuracy. That lead is so slim. I think even just a 200 could just give up to Link, but Link is increasing their accuracy bit by bit, so it's gonna come down to the wire unless something happens with these coordinations of long notes. ASharpp finding a 200, that's gonna give the lead just a slight slice of lead.
Yeah, they're fighting over it right now. Last quarter of the map still left to go. The ball is rolling up the hill for Link. Are they going to be able to make it count here? A bit of a lifeline getting thrown their way, but as it stands right now, ASharpp is still climbing, able to recover from that. Oh no, there's a slider break from Link!
Oh, but that was a very, very clean slider break. There is, that lead is now going far into ASharpp's zone. As I was gonna say, maybe a break coming from ASharpp, or maybe even just a rush of 200s could swing the lead over. But as that accuracy moves down, ASharpp is going to take the break point as well as the match point, as there's not room for any more drops. As ASharpp with a 989k, 3 100s, 8 200s, really good ratio. As that one slider break, I think Link would have had it if they minimized their 200 count and got rid of that slider break. But Link has maybe potentially their final pick in their hands, fighting for their life, as this is, remember, this is losers bracket, so loser goes home, as ASharpp has the match point 4-0 against the Link. We could see Protect come in, which was Fractalize.
Yeah, it's not over till it's over, but this hill is quickly becoming a bit of a mountain. Backs against the wall time for Link, fighting for their tournament life, as you mentioned. And I mean, if there was ever a time to pull out that Protect, just trust yourself in what you are comfortable in. Now would be the time.
Unless a giant curveball gets thrown and we see something completely different. And maybe
not gonna happen. It's gonna be Wildcard 2 coming out here.
And it's gonna be their Protect, it's gonna be Fractalize. This is one of the more shorter picks, and like I mentioned, this is just under 2 minutes long. And it's also a really good point to score if you're comfortable in that accuracy range, as this map has quite a bit of physicality sections, a lot of parts where you can slip up on. So if you're really nervous, especially if you're Link right now, you're probably got lots of nerves inside of you as you're fighting for the tournament, as you are on your tournament's deathbed here, as already that beginning with the trills giving a little drop, but not much, as like I said, this map is just under 2 minutes. So after we finish with this section, it's going to get wild. I think we can maybe see just a difference of probably just like a couple thousand, as a Link finding a very rough beginning, 99.5 to 99.7.
Yeah, a lot of late releases coming out from Link. Gonna be damaging their accuracy overall, and there's not a lot of room for error on a map this short. Every judgment counts, and especially since ASharpp has been the epitome of consistency so far this match. 99.8 for them, 99.5 for linc. The climb needs to begin now if linc is to stand a chance on this pick. If they want to try and extend this match one map further going into the back half, they are going to reach, as I said, they find a couple of 200s. Gonna bring them back down just a little bit here. ASharpp not relenting in any way whatsoever. Last third of the map still to come, and it's going to take at least a miss from ASharpp to bring linc back into contention on this map.
ASharpp finding a 200 there, as their accuracy still okay, going down to 99.7, as linc trying to gain their accuracy up to 99.6, so a little bit of a 0.2 accuracy difference roughly. As we get into the final section of the map, that lead is slightly going to ASharpp. It's going to take even just a slider break to pass it over to linc, but as you see, ASharpp is not giving in as the map is coming to an end. ASharpp being able to most likely pull off the sweep, and ASharpp is going to pull off the sweep by 5k, 991k, only 6 200s. A very close ratio, only just by 100, as linc with the FC, but with the greater 200 count. As linc, unfortunately, we're gonna have to say goodbye to you, but to ASharpp, you get the benefit of the doubt as you move on to the conditional match of your round of 16 bracket.
Yep, very well played by both players, as you mentioned. End of the line for linc, and we determine another conditional match here. It is going to be you,
Me.
Walmart, going up against ASharpp here, and oh boy, that's going to be a very interesting match as we make our way into the back half of the weekend. But with that being said, I think we have a couple more matches. Now we've started off this Sunday. It's going to be a doubleheader coming up. Nanoband Dusty going against Gezideo, and Grip Warrior going against Lamy. And looks like we're going to be focusing on the Grip Warrior Lamy match. If that one concludes early, we will switch on over to the Nanoband Dusty Gezideo match. But Walmart, do you have anything else left to say?
Nothing much, as that was a very close game against ASharpp and linc. It came down to the wire a few times. Good game to both of you, and ASharpp, I'm ready.
Those are fighting words coming out. As for us, we will be taking a bit of a break here, 3 hours, about actually 2.5 hours before the next match. Go stretch, get some water, get some dinner if it is late at night for you, get some breakfast if it's early enough in the morning for you, and we'll catch you guys later.